everybody. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. So in this video, I have a question for you guys. How do you feel about your child's mother or father having their significant other around your child? Now, I'm sure some of your faces are already kind of scrunching up at the thought of it. But do you feel that if you two had an agreement that no other man or woman is allowed to be around your child, is that agreement subject to changes if the relationship with your significant other turns serious, like you become engaged or married? Now, I wanted to use the story of Ari and GHerbo and the drama that has been going on with them the last 24 hours to open this discussion with you guys. And once I try to give you a brief summary and timeline on them, you'll see why I'm asking these questions. Now, in case you don't know these two, and I honestly wouldn't blame you if you didn't, because they're from my hometown of Chicago, Herbo and Ari. I have to explain, though, a little bit about them before I get into my major questions about them. And the only reason I'm using them, of course, is because I just think that this sparks a really good discussion. Now, Herbert Randall Wright III, better known as GHerbo, is a rapper from the south side of Chicago. He is signed to Machine Entertainment Group and has put out several mixtapes. Now, don't ask me to name not one of his songs because, listen, I'm in my mid-40s and I just don't listen to that. My son probably could. I cannot. So I'm not going to sit here in front. I don't listen to this man. But I do know him when I see him. I'll say that much. When I see his face, I know exactly who he is. And that's all I can give y'all on that. Now, Ariana Fletcher, known as Ari, is a social media influencer because I guess that's a job now, y'all. And mostly known for her Instagram fame as well as her antics. She was once a waitress, then she turned model, and she is also the co-founder of Kai Chi Extensions Hair Company. All right. You may have seen her on Instagram with Arrogante. He's done Nicki Minaj's hair. He oftentimes does her hair. All right. But she is always on Instagram, like pretty much all day. Okay. So I just want to kind of give you a little background on that. Now, them as a couple. The couple went public with their relationship back in 2017, and I remember them mostly from their Instagram lives because they would basically just be doing the most cussing and fussing at each other. It just seemed like a very toxic relationship, but I guess there's just some couples out there that do all that. They like to cuss each other out, call each other the B's and H's and all this other stuff like that, and that's just kind of how I knew them. And in late 2017, Ari revealed that she was pregnant. And I really started noticing who they were after news broke that Herbo was arrested when he was caught driving around with loaded weapons. He missed the baby shower. I remember that video like circulating of her at her baby shower without him. And he was released on $25,000 bond, a little bit before the baby was born. Now, in April 2018, their son, Yosan Santana, was born. And a few months later, after his birth, there were rumors of them breaking up after Ari alleged that Herbo was creeping around on her while she was dealing with postpartum depression. And then, of course, they would go on their separate ways. All right, this is this is a picture shortly before they would separate, and she would go do her thing, and he would go and do his thing. Now, this is where it gets juicy now, okay? So at the beginning of 2019, it was confirmed through an Instagram post, that GHerbo was dating Taina. Now, if you don't know who Taina is, she is the daughter and stepdaughter of Emily B and Fabulous. Ari alleges that he was messing with Taina while he and Ari were together. So it's clear from the get-go that Ari did not like Taina. Now, I did a video months ago when Ari went off on Herbo for promising while they were together that he would always take care of her and her mother. Now, while they were together, Ari's mom quit her job and became the nanny to their son. And once they broke up, she basically said that Herbo stopped footing the bills. He stopped paying for her truck. He stopped paying the rent, whatever. He just stopped paying the bills. And she basically put him on blast about that. Now, Ari would go on to date as well. She was linked to young M.A. for a hot second, but then she would go on to date Javante Tank Davis. Okay, now I don't know if you guys know who Tank is, but he is a boxer out of Baltimore, and he is also signed to the Money team. Okay, and this is him right here messing with her hair, which I kind of think that's kind of cute. All right, but if you know anything about them, and if you follow any one of them on Instagram, you know that they break up every 5 to 10 business days. It is really, really very toxic, actually. And they get back together. They break up and they get back together. Everything plays out on Instagram for these young folks. I don't get it. So yesterday was GHerbo's birthday, and Taina posted this video.
Like somebody's aunt. You look like somebody's aunt.
Come on, man.
Y'all hear the baby crying in the background.
Get on that thick ass lip gloss.
That's what's going to get her
And
going.
you always getting.
Now, this is Herbo when he was a little kid. He was like a little toddler. He's so cute. And I had to take the sound out of it because he's singing, but he's singing with his grandmother. And this is important because this is just a memory he wanted to post of him and his grandmother together. And so Taina gifted him.
Make the song. What's the engraved say? Very thoughtful. I love it.
Now, this is what got Ari going, though. Now, you heard the baby in the background from the other video. This is a picture with GHerbo holding him with Taina there. And so, okay, Ari went the F off. She said, now I'm taking it all the way there. I try to be cool as baby mama, let you get my son, even though you don't ever have him for real or whatever reason. I helped you get your cases dropped so you wouldn't go to jail. I be being so cool with you, and you really done pushed me past my MF and limit now. My son, B, is you on dope? Because when I last checked you and this B the other day, y'all swore that wasn't my baby, but this S is effing day, my son. You dumb, broke, crybaby B. I asked you not to have my son around this H. I told you to your face not to have him around this lame H, and you H. This is hard. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I want this monetized, y'all. I'm sorry. Just read along if you don't want me like cutting out all the language. But she basically cussing him out, and she calling him all these B's, and she calling Taina a bunch of H's, and then at the end, I will try to get into the end part of it because this is important. And then you got the nerve to be playing with this B line, acting like I trip out because I want to be with you or some. Herb, you have herpes. That is a disease you're going to die with. Everybody that's close to us knows the truth. You got this H walking around risking her life for you. You're going to end up giving her that S and ain't going to know what the F to do. Why you set your leeching A on that video talking about GHerbo like it was so funny when you wake up and your P look like Star Crunch? That's funny. We're going to see how funny it is then. You swear you went and got that S prayed off of you by that witch and say she cleansed you and took that S out of your body, boy. You don't even know how witchcraft work for real. You know it's up. Major super up. F your birthday, lame ass ninja. B, you got me hot. It's drama. Again, I apologize for my reading of that, but every other word. Woo. Okay, so then she went on Twitter. She said, y'all made that video public on his birthday because y'all, A, know I'm ruthless and I don't give a F. And when I send S up, I look like that bitter baby mama. Yeah, okay. Going all the way about my baby on birthdays, Christmas, New Year. And you knew what our agreement was. My question is, who the F sitting being sneaky even recording that? I'm on 10 right now. I'm seeing red for real. Don't know what to call it, but F you shorty. Now, whoo, girl, that was a lot. Now, here's my issue with her, okay? She is kind of looking a little bitter baby mama-ish. And I know some of you may not agree, but here's the thing. Just a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, she said, my baby daddy taught me how to roll up the other day. Now I can't take myself. I think I'm on some steady trying to smoke. Somebody asked her, y'all get back together. She said, no, I'm going to give him another 2 to 3 years. Let him get her pregnant and ruin her life first. So it was all good just a couple of weeks ago or about a week ago. And now you're upset. Okay. Now, here's the thing. She is really pressed with Taina, I gotta admit. And a part of me feel like because he looks so peaceful with Taina, where they had a lot of toxicity. They was always cussing and fussing at each other, and she was hitting on him all the time. I think I got a video up in here somewhere of him hitting on her. Hitting on her, which she alleged that he did, but she used to hit him all the time too. So it was a lot of that back and forth BS that they used to do. And I feel like because he looks so peaceful with Taina, and her and Javante are breaking up every 5 minutes, I feel like she just doesn't want to see this guy happy. Now, as far as Taina being around her son, some people feel that if they had an agreement that Herbo should not let his girl be around his son, he should have respected that and not break that. My problem is, Ari made the post with all that cussing and fussing. She made it more about bashing and calling Taina names and putting her on blast. Now, honestly, if Taina was doing anything to hurt her son, I think Ari is the kind of girl that would absolutely put it out there. But it's clear that Taina is not doing that. Then Ari blasts Herbo for allegedly having herpes, but wouldn't that mean she probably has? Well, you know what? Let me not do that. All I know is if this was truly about Herbo having Taina around their son, why didn't she just text him once she saw the picture? Now, the video that I posted of Taina showing like his birthday stuff, you heard the baby in the background. So I think that was kind of like, that unsettled her because she heard her son. Then she saw the picture circulating of him holding her son when Taina is there. Okay. Like I said, people are calling Ari a bitter baby mama because of how she's acting right now. And there are plenty of situations, I gotta admit, where a woman will act spiteful and keep the child away simply because she doesn't like the woman her child's father is with. But all I know is you shouldn't bring any random man or woman around your child when you are dating. If you have a revolving door of men coming through or women coming through, there is no way your child needs to meet everybody you lay down with. We know that things happen. We've heard too many stories of people touching people's kids and hurting them. But once it's established that this person is going to be in your child's mother or father's life, and it's serious, like it seems to be with Taina and GHerbo, and this person is no longer just a random, do you still hold on to that nobody is supposed to be around my kid? Or do you do your best to understand that, listen, y'all are co-parents, and co-parenting requires some compromise, and as long as this person treats your child well, and you have vetted them, isn't it okay? Is it okay with you guys? I'm asking a question. Would you seriously date someone or get engaged or married to someone whose child you have zero interaction with? Would you be okay with that arrangement knowing that their child is a big part of their life? Would you be okay with never ever meeting your significant other's child if the mother says, no, you cannot bring them around this woman that you're seeing? I'm just wondering, because like I said, on one hand, they had an agreement, and I get that. They had an agreement, but to me, it was more about Ari being upset that maybe possibly Taina was messing around with her baby's father when they were together, and she might have been a big part of their breakup. That's what I'm getting the vibes. I'm getting those kind of vibes. That doesn't make it true. I'm just getting those kind of vibes because I'm trying to figure out what makes her hate Taina so much. Why does she hate her so much? And furthermore, if Taina is not hurting that little baby boy, and he's a little over 1 year old now. He's a little over 1. But if she is not doing anything to harm him, is it okay for him? I mean, again, things change. You know, he was once dating her, or if you're just dating somebody, yeah, I can get where you might feel like, you know what? No, you just date too many people. You got them in and out, in and out, in and out. I don't want my child meeting everybody you see. I can get that. But once they become that person you've been with for years, you still got that agreement, or that you want to just kind of hold on to that arrangement. No, nobody's supposed to be around my child. Now, let's be clear. Ari has had Javante around her child, because I remember once when they broke up a couple of weeks ago, she says that he came in wanting to argue with her when her baby was asleep. And so he's been around her son. If she's around and she's, the primary, person that's around her son, primary guardian, I'm sure Javante has been around her son. So it's okay for Javante to be around your son, but Taina can't be around his son. You know, GHerbo's son, I don't necessarily understand that agreement or that arrangement. And I do think that arrangements and agreements are subject to change if situations change. And that's how I feel about that. I just think, like, let's not keep our kids away from their other parents because we have a certain feelings about who they're dating. We don't want to do that. There's too many kids right now as it is without, you know, a father in their lives. And there's a lot of women out here using the kid as kind of like some kind of token or some kind of like, you know, I'm going to dangle this child, you know, in front of you because I don't like who you're dating. So I will keep my kid away from you. All right. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I think that, you know, co-parenting is just different. It's just not, it shouldn't be that way. All right. The man that I've been with for about 4 years. And for the first, I would say, year, he did not meet my kids. And I wanted it that way because I wanted to make sure that this was something that was going to be, you know, something that was going to be a constant. And then, of course, I introduced our kids. But I always kept my private life out of my kids' way. I never showed them who I was dating, any of that. I never wanted people to be in and out. And I wasn't that kind of person anyway. But I'm asking you guys, what do you think? Do you have a situation like this? Do you feel that if your baby's father or baby's mother is with somebody that your kids are not allowed to be around that person? Or are you okay with it as long as your child is being treated fairly and correctly? How do you feel about situations like this? And what do you think about this particular situation? I want you guys to sound off in the comments and let's talk about it. Let's discuss.